Hi guys, my name is Kyle August and I'm here to help you manifest your specific person. So today I wanted to talk about an idea how when you begin to move states or move into the old story, you can actually see some of your 3D reality kind of giving you backlash. And I'll talk a little bit more about what that means and what we're going to do with that. So Neville Goddard talks about this idea about how you need to completely let go of that old story and basically let it die before you can move into the new story or the new reality. So in this case, we need to completely let ourselves die to that old story in which we feel like a single person or someone who is not married or in that perfect relationship. And once we're able to let go of that story, we can then move into the new reality where you and your specific person are in that perfect relationship. But one thing to remember that when we begin to first shift into that new story, you've heard me talk about it before all the time, sometimes your ego can kind of get in the way to try and keep you in the same state that you've always been in. So your ego is the part of your mind that wants you to remain exactly where you are. It wants you to remain single, wants you to remain in the same success level, wealth level, all that stuff, because you're feeling the most comfortable there. Switching states, just like how Neville Goddard talked about dying to the old story, can be a process. It can feel difficult or painful at times because remember, we're dying to the old story. We're not just moving easily and effortlessly, no one's going to pass away without any effort is what I'm trying to say. So when you do move into that new story, you can kind of see some backlash. And he also talks about how when you begin to kind of switch states, move into that new story, you don't have to tell anyone about it. Because what happens when you do begin telling other people around you about your manifestation, about what you're doing, you will see them just repeat back to you all of the limiting beliefs that you have been seeing, that you've been feeling, that you've been hearing, or internally kind of repeating back exactly what you feel like should be coming from your old story. So that is why we kind of want to kind of keep it. You can always tell people if you would like to tell people about your manifestation, but just know that they may only repeat back to you some of the limiting beliefs that you are thinking you're feeling. So just keep that in mind and don't let it bother you. Just because your 3D is lagging behind how you are thinking and feeling internally doesn't mean that you're not going to get your manifestation. So I just wanted to make a quick video about this because I actually got off. I had a few different coaching calls that kind of where they began to set their standards. I want this, I deserve this, which you absolutely deserve anything that you are wanting. And they begin to receive backlash from their external reality and they're thinking, am I doing anything wrong? But the idea is you are not doing anything wrong at all. You're actually doing everything right. I would take all those things that are happening in your external reality when you begin to shift states, those things that kind of backlash or you feel like something negative manifests from trying to switch stories, I would take all of that as a good sign. It means you are switching. I would take all of those things and occurrences that are kind of shifting to making you that new story, take it as a positive sign because you are making the shift to that new story. So obviously you need to interrupt the reality that you're already in. So 100% don't feel downtrodden, if that's a word. Don't feel down, don't feel bad that you're kind of seeing your backlash in your external reality because you're switching stories, because that is just from your ego attempting to keep you in that same state. But just like we've always seen, a lot of times your 3D can kind of lag behind your current thoughts and your current beliefs when you're trying to switch states. So like I mentioned, never ever feel bad about this. An example I would actually like to include that states this exact thing is I was working with someone who wanted to manifest their specific person to pursue them. And I will always be down for your SP pursuing you. I want them to be pursuing you. I want you to be the pursued one, basically. It makes the whole process much easier. If you ever work with me in coaching, that's the route we're going to take. But this person was manifesting their SP to pursue them because they felt like they were always reaching out to them, always trying to get to know them, all this stuff, and their SP wasn't returning it. So we worked together and I stated, you need to come from that state of confidence, from the state of abundance, from the state of being loved. And they ended up actually specifically coming from the state, they begin to change their actions, change their beliefs, change their thoughts, and their SP, because here's an example, they wanted to do something and they themselves didn't want to do it, but felt they would only do it to please their specific person. Now, we all know that's not coming from an abundant state of already being with your specific person. So they decided that they weren't going to do that thing. It wasn't anything crazy. It was just like, I don't want to go to a restaurant tonight. I'm kind of tired. And they made that choice. And that choice went against their old story massively. And their SP kind of freaked out at them, started reacting. But because I was working with this person so closely, we were meeting every week for the monthly coaching, I was able to kind of have them remember, all of this doesn't mean anything. You are still on the perfect path. You don't have to do anything. There's nothing to be worried about. And they held their ground, kept themselves in the state. They allowed their 3D to give that backlash to try and keep them in that old story. They weren't allowing it. They set that standard. They set the state. They stayed in the wish fulfilled, and they remained there regardless of what was happening. And you will not believe what happened literally the next day. So at first, the SP freaked out, like I mentioned, was saying, I never want to see you again, all this stuff, all that backlash that I was talking about. And the next day, then they ended up completely switching. They apologized for everything that they did and then asked if there was anything that they wanted to do that the specific person was going to join them in. Can you see how staying in the state really affects your reality in that way? So not only does their specific person now want to pursue them, it happened within 24 hours. All they had to do was deny their old state. They set the standards for, this is what I would like, this is how I want this relationship to be, acted in accordance with that idea, didn't allow anything in their external reality to persuade them, and they saw success almost instantly. This can be you. And if hopefully you lasted throughout this video, because I know I put this really cool story at the end, maybe I'll make a note at the beginning, cool story at the end, but this is extremely important. Never allow anything in your external reality to persuade you. There is no circumstance that can get in your way. Sometimes it even, like I always mention, it can seem like your manifestation is moving away from you, but I can guarantee you that you are moving directly to your specific person. So with that, I think that's all I've really got to say today. Any questions at all, leave them in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer them, or even leave a comment of a video that you want me to make, and I'd be happy to do that as well. But if you don't already follow me on TikTok, it's Manifestation Man. I'll put it right here. I think it'd be great if you wanted personal coaching or wanted to kind of see if you could also get, which you absolutely can, if you wanted to get that same type of kind of flipped or polarized switch of your SP pursuing you, you can check out personal coaching with me at kyleaugustcoaching.com. I'll leave it right there. But it's always, I love making these videos. Hopefully you guys get something fantastic out of this video and you're able to make that switch with your specific person. Just stay in that wish fulfilled state and you're going to see amazing things happen. But I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you liked it. Helps with the algorithm to allow me to help other people in this way. Leave a comment, share it with other people, whatever you'd like. But hopefully you guys took some good information out of this video. But I'll see you guys next time.